NoFap and social anxiety. Does NoFap help social anxiety? Well, this is what I'm going to talk about today. Does it work, and if so, how does it work? This is going to be interesting, so make sure to stay with me to the end. Scandinavian Bob here, hi. This channel is about reducing anxiety and discovering interesting biohacks and self-improvement tricks in order to build a stronger self. So consider subscribing, click on the little bell icon, and let's get going. Okay, so thousands and thousands of guys are reporting how their social anxiety decreased because of NoFap. So what's going on here? Well, in my opinion, there are probably several reasons for this, but let's take a look at what I believe to be the biggest reason of them all. To make more sense of this, we first have to talk a little bit about dopamine. Check this out. When you are making love with a real partner, your dopamine levels are elevated for some time, but after a while they start to come back down again. Now this is normal and this is the way it's supposed to be. Now on the other hand, when you are using online adult entertainment, your dopamine also rises, and here too it starts to come back down pretty quickly. But what do you do when it starts to come back down? Well, you click to a new clip with a new scene, and because of this the dopamine shoots up again. When the clip you are watching is getting boring, your dopamine levels drop, and then almost every guy quickly clicks to a new video. Again, and again. This way it's possible to keep the dopamine elevated almost as long as you want, far longer than in real life. And when you keep going like that, you are overriding your natural satiation mechanism. Look, in real life you can't use a mouse click to change partners every minute or so. So the dopamine drops back down after a while. Again, this is normal and healthy for the brain. But the way you do it when you are watching online adult entertainment is bad for your brain. Listen, when you are overriding your natural satiation mechanism and you are keeping your dopamine levels sky high for a long period of time, your brain starts saying, "Oh, now there is too much dopamine here. I need to protect myself." And how does the brain protect itself? Well, it does it by killing off a few dopamine receptors. So now you say, oh, that sounds bad and all. But what is a receptor? Well, good question. Look at this picture here. Hormones and neurotransmitters do their job by attaching to small receptors. So in this picture here, the green dots are dopamine molecules, and they can only do their magic by binding to those receptors. But when dopamine stays sky high for too long, the brain knocks out a few of those receptors, and now you are left with a disrupted dopamine system in your brain. This is what happens if you are fapping a lot to online adult entertainment. Oh, that's pretty bad. And listen to this, because now it gets interesting. A disrupted dopamine system in your brain has been linked to the following symptoms: lack of motivation, depression, poor memory and focus, low drive, fear, feelings of shame, and anxiety. Now there are more, but those are the most common ones. Okay, so look at the last three: fear, feelings of shame, and anxiety. Well, if you put those into a nice package, that package is social anxiety. So when guys tear themselves away from the online adult entertainment and they go on a NoFap journey, the dopamine system in the brain starts to repair itself. And in my opinion, this is the number one reason why people who are doing NoFap start to overcome their social anxiety. Now the $1,000,000 question is, how long does it take before the anxiety starts to get better then? Well, it depends on exactly how messed up your dopamine system was when you started. And everyone's different, but most guys will start to see improvements in their anxiety somewhere between the days 45 to 90. But it's true that some guys will need a lot more time than this. So again, this is the biggest reason why NoFap helps social anxiety. However, I believe there is a lot more going on. And in order to not make this video too long, I have made a blog post where I share more reasons why NoFap may help social anxiety. That post might just be the longest and most detailed post you can find online at the moment on this subject. And throughout the blog post, I also share some additional helpful tools and tips on how to reduce anxiety. So if that sounds interesting to you, you can find a link to that post under this video. Just click the link where it says blog post and you'll find it there. Alright, this is Scandinavian Bob signing out for today. Consider subscribing for more helpful videos, and as always, I wish you all the best in your journey to become the strongest version of yourself. And remember, as Winston Churchill used to say, if you're going through hell, keep going.